Tom had always felt that there was something peculiar about his village, a sense of mystery that lingered in the air. It wasn't until he befriended Elian, the new boy in town with curious green eyes and an unyielding spirit, that he began to uncover the truth. The mysterious map. It all started when Elian stumbled upon an old, dusty map in his attic. The map was worn and fragile, but it clearly depicted their village with a strange marking in the forest to the north. Intrigued, Elian showed it to Tom. "Look at this," Elian said, pointing to the mark. "What do you think it is?" Tom squinted at the map, his curiosity piqued. "I don't know, but we should find out." Journey into the forest. The next morning, armed with the map and a sense of adventure, Tom and Elian set out toward the forest. The path was overgrown, and the trees seemed to close in around them as they ventured deeper. "Are you sure this is the right way?" Tom asked, glancing around nervously. Elian nodded confidently. "The map says we're close." The hidden entrance. After hours of trekking, they stumbled upon what seemed like an ordinary rock formation, but upon closer inspection, they discovered faint carvings, symbols that matched those on the map. "Help me move this," Elian instructed. Together, they pushed, and the rock shifted, revealing a hidden entrance. A cool breeze emanated from the darkness within, sending shivers down their spines. The secret chamber. Inside, they found a chamber filled with ancient artifacts and scrolls. The walls were adorned with murals depicting the village's history, stories of a forgotten time when the village was a hub of magical activity. "Look at this," Elian whispered, pointing to a scroll. "It talks about a powerful artifact hidden here that can control the elements." Tom's eyes widened. "We need to tell someone about this." The Guardian's warning. As they turned to leave, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was an old man, his eyes filled with wisdom and sorrow. "You must not speak of this place," he said. "The artifact must remain hidden to protect the village." Tom and Elian exchanged glances, understanding the gravity of the situation. They had discovered the village's secret, but it was up to them to keep it safe. "The promise." "We promise," Tom said solemnly. The old man nodded. "Good. Now go, and remember, some secrets are better left buried." With that, Tom and Elian made their way back to the village, their hearts heavy with the knowledge they now carried. They had uncovered the village's secret, but the true challenge lay in protecting it. Tom learns the importance of patience through a series of tasks. Task 1: Building a birdhouse. Tom had always been impulsive, wanting immediate results in everything he did. One sunny afternoon, his father suggested they build a birdhouse together. Excited, Tom rushed through the steps, eager to see the finished product. However, his impatience led to crooked nails and uneven panels. His father, seeing his frustration, gently reminded him, "Tom, good things take time. Let's try again, but this time, let's be patient and do it right." Together, they took their time, carefully measuring, cutting, and assembling each piece. The end result was a sturdy, beautiful birdhouse that both Tom and his father were proud of. Tom realized that patience not only led to better results but also made the process more enjoyable. Task 2: Gardening. Next, Tom's mother introduced him to gardening. She handed him a packet of seeds and explained how they needed to be planted, watered, and cared for over time. Tom found it hard to believe that tiny seeds could turn into vibrant flowers or delicious vegetables. He wanted to see the results immediately. Despite his skepticism, Tom followed his mother's instructions. Days turned into weeks, and Tom faithfully watered and tended to the garden. Slowly but surely, green shoots began to appear, followed by buds and blossoms. The sight of the thriving garden filled Tom with a sense of accomplishment. He understood that patience was key to nurturing growth and achieving long-term rewards. Task 3: Learning to play the piano. Tom's final lesson in patience came when he decided to learn to play the piano. He had always admired the way his friend could effortlessly play beautiful melodies. Determined to learn, Tom expected to master the instrument quickly. However, he soon realized that playing the piano required practice, perseverance, and most importantly, patience. His piano teacher encouraged him to practice daily, even if progress seemed slow. Tom followed this advice, dedicating time each day to practice scales and simple tunes. Gradually, his skills improved, and he could play more complex pieces. The sense of achievement he felt after each successful performance was immense. Conclusion. Through these tasks, Tom learned that patience was not just about waiting but about trusting the process and putting in consistent effort. He discovered that patience led to better results, personal growth, and a deeper appreciation for the journey. Tom's newfound understanding of patience transformed his approach to challenges, making him more resilient and mindful in all aspects of his life. Elian and Tom sat on the grassy hill, the blanket of night above them twinkling with countless stars. The cool breeze whispered through the trees, carrying the faint scent of pine. "Look up, Tom," Elian said softly, pointing towards the sky. "Do you see that bright cluster over there?" Tom squinted, following Elian's finger. "Yeah, I see it." "What is it?" "That's the Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters," Elian explained. "It's a group of stars that have been known since ancient times. Many cultures have stories about them." Tom's eyes widened with curiosity. "What kind of stories?" Elian smiled, leaning back on his hands. "In Greek mythology, the Pleiades were the 7 daughters of the Titan Atlas and the ocean nymph Pleione. They were turned into stars to escape the pursuit of Orion, the hunter." Tom nodded, fascinated. "What about that really bright one over there?" He pointed to a particularly luminous star. "That's Sirius, the dog star," Elian replied. "It's the brightest star in the night sky, part of the constellation Canis Major. It's actually a binary star system, with a smaller companion star orbiting it." Tom lay back on the grass, his head resting on his hands. "The universe is so big. It's hard to imagine all those stars and planets out there." Elian looked at him thoughtfully. "It is vast, but that's what makes it so amazing. Each star could have its own system of planets, maybe even life. The possibilities are endless." They sat in silence for a while, just watching the sky. The more Tom learned, the more he felt a deep connection to the cosmos. "Elian, do you think we'll ever get to visit those stars?" Tom asked, his voice filled with wonder. "Maybe someday," Elian said, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "Humanity is always reaching for the stars. Who knows what the future holds?" Tom smiled, feeling a sense of peace and excitement. The night was filled with infinite possibilities, and he was eager to explore them all with Elian by his side. Tom experiences the power of silence and reflection. Tom sat alone on the hillside, the gentle breeze rustling through the trees around him. For the first time in what felt like years, he allowed himself to be still, to listen, not to the clamor of the world, but to the quiet whispers within his own heart. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the landscape. Tom watched as the light slowly faded, giving way to the soft hues of twilight. In this moment, he felt a profound sense of peace, a connection to something greater than himself. The weight of words. In the past, Tom had always filled his days with noise and activity. He believed that staying busy was the key to success and fulfillment. Conversations were often rushed, filled with empty words and pleasantries. But now, in the silence, he realized how much he had been missing. There was a weight to words unspoken, a significance that could only be felt in the quiet moments. Tom thought back to the conversations he had with his friends and family, the ones where he truly listened, and the ones where he only pretended to hear. He vowed to be more present, to embrace the gift of silence and reflection. Embracing stillness. As dusk turned to night, Tom felt a sense of clarity and purpose. He understood that silence was not something to be feared or avoided, but rather a space for growth and understanding. In the stillness, he could hear the truths that were often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. With a renewed sense of self, Tom stood up and began his walk back home. The path ahead was still uncertain, but he felt ready to face it with a newfound appreciation for the quiet moments. For it was in the gift of silence that he found his true voice.